Hi, it's Regina. I write a lupus blog called You Can't See Lupus, and I decided to do the video blog today just because it's been such a long time since I've written the online blog. My girlfriend and I co-founded a lupus support group called You Can't See Lupus, and we've kept that generally small so we can keep it personalized and have a small, intimate feel to it. So I decided to do the video blog just so that it also has a personal feel to it. But this way I can actually talk to people and get more of a one-on-one personal feel so that you can actually hear how I'm actually feeling rather than typing it out. Monday, I had my Benlysta infusion, and I've been doing this for about a year and a half now. And I'm still getting that drained, wiped out feeling. By the time I got home, it was close to 1. I was so exhausted. I literally slept for hours on end, and that's one of the feelings that I'm still having such a difficult time with. I still having it's almost like a dragging ass feeling where I'm just so tired and exhausted feeling. And with it being Thursday today, I'm just still so tired. I purposely get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and that's like an hour and a half before I wake up the rest of my family, and I purposely get up that early so I can shower and get myself ready. And you're probably wondering, why does she do all of that? Why does she do her hair? Why does she do her makeup? I do that because I don't want to appear on the outside how bad I feel on the inside. That's one thing that I have control over. I choose to look the way that I do because I don't want to portray I don't want to say ugliness, but I feel ugly on the inside because of how lupus makes me feel. I feel gross. I feel disgusting. I feel so bad on the inside that I don't want to portray that on the outside. So I do take the extra time in the morning to shower, to blow my hair dry, to throw on, it's just bronzer and mascara. But it takes time because of how yucky I feel because of the Benlysta. The mixed connective tissue disorder has been bothering me so bad lately. If I laid everything out on the table that lupus has affected me with, I'd have to start from my head and go down to my toes. For me, it affects the brain. I have the brain lesions. The heart, I have the mitral valve leak. The lungs, the pleurisy. The blood, I have the anemia. I have the antibody issue with the blood, also known as Hughes syndrome. I have kidney stones. Thankfully, it's not any serious than that. A central nervous system, the severe migraines. Well, that's the brain also. The neuropathy. Skin, I have the discoid. I don't know if you can notice the scars on my forehead right here, and I have some right over here also. When I'm out in the sun for any amount of time, I get these blotches all over my skin. Even if I use 55 sunscreen. Oh my gosh, my joints have been so bad lately in my hands. I call them sausage fingers. I'm sure that all of you can relate to this. But you know what? It's like people have said to me, how do you function? Especially having small children. My 2 youngest boys are 7 and 5. And I tell them, how do I not function? When you have a family, no matter how old your kids are, because you never stop parenting. The point is you learn to function through things. You have to keep going, but you also have to listen to your body because you can't stop but you can rest. You know, there's certain things that can wait in your household. But for me, family always comes first. You have to tend to your children. But as I said, you have to listen to your body. There's certain things that are a must when it comes to you and when it comes to lupus. And if you don't listen to your body, there's going to be consequences. And I'm sure all of the lupies out there have heard of spoons. Reserve your spoons. I'm going to send you extra spoons. It's a definite must. You have to listen to your body. When your body starts aching, that's the time that you definitely have to stop and you have to rest. It's so important. And you know, young children don't understand that, and they shouldn't have to. It's so hard on children to know that their mommy, their daddy is sick, you know, because this does affect men. Not as many men as it does women, but when men have lupus, the symptoms are so much more severe. Nobody knows why, but it is. And only about 10% of the 1.5 million Americans do have lupus. And, you know, no matter if you're a man or a woman with lupus, it's still debilitating regardless. You can't minimize the symptoms, whether you're a man or you're a woman. It's still terrible, no matter your gender. You know, this disease does not discriminate. It doesn't discriminate on your ethnic race or your sexuality. It's terrible no matter who you are. You know, I wouldn't wish this disease upon my worst enemy. Being an advocate for me has been a joy. You know, I love helping people. I love showing people where the resources are. It's actually helped me forget a little bit about how I feel when I'm helping other people. You know, it brings a smile to my face. If I can make one person happy, that has brought a tenfold of joy upon me in my day. It has taught me how to slow down during my day rather than being a speeding bullet or runaway train. I've slowed down in my life. And I think for everybody out there, lupus has definitely changed our lives. Some for the better, some for the worse. For me, when I got the diagnosis of lupus, this may sound crazy, but I was almost grateful. My former rheumatologist and my former neurologist had misdiagnosed me. The first diagnosis, they said, oh, we think you have MS, so we're going to test you for that. The second diagnosis was bone marrow cancer. So those two were devastating for me, and I couldn't handle those diagnoses. So I stopped seeing both of those doctors, as you probably can imagine. So when my new current rheumatologist had seen the 3 positive lupus results that I had in my hand that the former doctors had given me, he said, you do have lupus. So when I heard that, I was like thankful, because to hear the latter, bone marrow cancer and MS, I could not handle those. So I thought, thank God it's only lupus. That I could handle, knowing that I was going to have that for the rest of my life. I was like, okay, I can possibly deal with this, but I couldn't deal with the other. So for me, I was like, I can deal with this, because I've known people through my life that have had lupus. Some weren't good outcomes, but knowing that there's research available, funding is available, and it's a continuous education of the community, the general public at whole, that has to get done. I do have faith and I do have hope that one day there will be a cure. But it's up to us to continue to educate and fund so that that does happen. If not during my time, maybe my children's time, or maybe my grandchildren's time, but I do have hope. So we have to keep our spirits high and continue educating others. Thank you for your time today.